Yeah, hi everyone, it is Lindsay here from Rented Space and thank you for joining me today. I have got my sunnies on, so I do apologise. And I am wearing them for two reasons. One, I am outside and I'm not great with sun in my eyes. But two, I'm actually going to be sanding back some of my metal garden ornaments and I am going to repaint them. So I do have cardboard down. So basically I've just got myself a scourer and I'm just going to do a quick scourer over all of it. Now you can see some bits are quite rusty and of this one, and then I've also have this one. So I love dragonflies. They are definitely my favourite of the insect world. Obviously I love bees, but I just find that dragonflies have so much I don't know, just so much about them. They're beautiful creatures, but there's always stories about dragonflies and how, you know, it's meant to bring someone from who's no longer with you is thinking of you. I just find a great, beautiful beauty in that. And then I also have, and I do actually have multiple of these, but I'm going to do one and see how it goes. Now these are old lanterns that just hold candles, so I'm not sure. As you can see, some of it's got quite a lot of pink still on it, and then other bits, well, it's probably not showing up as bad. You can see here, not so much here. So I'm just going to, same as with the birdcage, I'll just give it a quick go over. I do still want it to sort of have a bit of a rustic vibe, so even though I am going to paint them, I don't want them to be perfect. I kind of like that rustic vibe about things, so I just thought I'd bring you along today as I kind of scrub, clean and paint. Now like I said, I have multiple of these, but I don't know if once I do it I'm going to like it or if I'm going to regret it, so I thought I'd do one and then I'll see. And I don't also know really how well it'll work. I may have to do a full scrub down, but oh, the flies are bad today, I tell you. We've hardly had flies here for so long because it was so wet. But now that the heat's here and everything's dried out, the flies are going mental. When it's all wet and soggy, you get mosquitoes, and then once it gets sunny, it's flies. Though having said that, being near the water, we still get mosquitoes because they will come and eat you from the river. Now I did originally have some scourer for, like proper metal scourer for this, but my son and my husband had other things that needed doing and they used it, and I'm not going into town just to get some scourer, so I've put this up for ages because every time I did it, it ended up being too cold or too hot. Alright. I'm trying to think, I've had these, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my 8th house I've had these. So I've had them for a fair while. And it's funny, when I got them, I think I got 10. Or I might have got 11. sure I got an odd number, but I got half pink and half a lime green. And I remember bringing them home and my husband was like, why did you choose pink? You're not a pink person. I'm like, but I really love the lime green and the pink together. But it actually kind of set me off into a lime green, like a lime green and pink outside area. So I ended up with, I had these. I made myself some bunting that were in pinks and lime greens. And then, and because we had quite a long veranda, I did that. And then huge, it was probably a good 20 meters of bunting, and then I had two smaller ones that went around on the outside of the windows. And then I also had a little outdoor chair, you know, like one of the wooden chairs, had that, and I made myself outdoor cushions that were a waterproof fabric, and I made them with the pinks and the lime green. And then what else did I do? I found myself a pink doormat. My husband was like, for someone who hates pink, you've certainly decided all of a sudden you want pink. It's funny how sometimes something just changes your mind, isn't it? Anyway, so I've just got quick dry spray paint, and as I'm sure you can see by the colour of the lid, I've chose yellow. If you didn't already know this, yellow is my favourite colour. So I'm going to put my sunnies back on. These are kind of like my kids call them horrible names, but these are my daggy sunnies that I wear out in the yard because they cost me $3 and I don't care if I destroy them. But anyway, so I think I'm going to start with my dragonfly. And let me see if I can change your view so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so as you can tell, I've got cardboard underneath. So I'm just going to give it a couple of quick squirts and see how we... Okay. One down, so I'm going to let it rest and dry. And I might try and get a couple of this one, huh? I don't know how this one's going to go. Can you see that? Okay, so obviously they are going to need a couple of coats. Take that off now. So I'm going to leave them and let these dry, and I'll come back and see how they go. And then from there I can work it out. But I'll just give you a bit of a better look. So as you can see, try and get out of the shot for you. You can see just a bit there. And the lantern. Okay, so here is my dragonfly. She looks so much better, doesn't she? My battered old bird cage, my beautiful lantern. I have to say, I'm very impressed with my lantern. Okay, thank you so much for joining me on this video. Like I said, different clothes because we are a few days later, and we had some rain, so it took a little bit longer for everything to dry. I had to put it away and then come back to it. Anyway, I'm happy with how they all turned out, and I think I will go ahead and do the rest of my lanterns. And I'm not sure where I'm going to hang them yet, but I'm sure I'll find somewhere. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this video. Happy gardening, everyone, and until next time, bye.